Welcome back to Lattes and Lore.
Hi.
Today we are diving into a Dungeon Crawler Carl book 2, which is called Carl's Doomsday Scenario.
What a great title.
Yes. Did you have any inklings or anything with this book when you saw the title and started and dove in, or did you have any thoughts at all?
Well, my first thought was, this is your spoiler warning. My first thought was he's gonna blow up what is it called?
Like the dungeon?
Yes, he's gonna blow up the
Yeah.
dungeon. Yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl. What's it called? The dungeon. Uh, it's been a
It's
long
okay.
morning, guys.
It's alright. It's
Um,
fair.
we made it. I thought he was gonna blow up the dungeon. Like he was gonna make something that was going to lead him to blow up to the dungeon in the future. Spoiler, he doesn't blow up the dungeon yet. I'm still not convinced it's not gonna happen. But I had nothing going in. Going in, I knew that Donut was still my favorite character, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts? Because, we wrap up book 1 and they're moving to the 3rd floor and they have to pick like a race and all that. Did you have any expectations with what their options would be or what they would pick or anything?
I knew it was going to be wild just because I have seen my husband's a gamer, so I have seen him like go through the beginning of playing a game and picking all the things. And he made me play a game one time, and everybody's going to be mad that I don't remember what it was. Um, Skyrim. That's what it was. Skyrim. And you can spend hours like customizing your character. So I knew that it was going to be something in that kind of genre, but I had no idea. Like I loved that they described some of the characters as ugly, like this ugly thing. Like it was just like this is hideous, like their skin's falling off. I figured that Donut was going to say a cat and Carl was going to say a human, just because that's what Audette told them to do. I was a little nervous that uh, I wanted to call her Cookie because that's who she reminds me of, my cat Cookie. I was wondering that Donut was going to take a like race that let her be whatever, like she could transform into whatever, and she just chose a cat. It was good though. I liked it.
Yeah. I didn't have a ton of expectations with it because I was kind of curious. I was like, I wonder if they will let them keep somewhat true to themselves. Like, do they have to not
Hmm.
stay human? Does she have to be a feline but can't
Right.
technically be a cat? Like,
Hmm.
I was thinking, I wonder if she'll have to pick something else, like a different
Hmm.
feline species or something like that. And playing these games, I've played a few and I've watched my husband play some, and I always poke fun at him because he takes forever to choose all the things. I'm like, oh no, the pants don't look right. Like we gotta fix that. That's like when I harass him a little bit.
That's me. I was
But
like,
there's
oh, his shoes don't match. We
right, like
need different
oh
shoes.
no, it doesn't go together.
Uh-huh.
He's like, stop it. It has to do with the stats. I'm like, I know that. I play these
Sure.
games too, but it's funny. So I wasn't sure what that process would look like, but I
Hmm.
enjoyed it, and there was a lot of options. I was
Hmm.
just like, oh, the well of creativity that was happening there.
It's
It was very cool.
I just didn't I can't imagine like the people like authors in general amaze me because like I have a pretty big imagination. That's why I like to read.
Yeah.
But the brain power it takes to create a world, that is phenomenal. I think it's amazing and I love to see all of the different steps and all of the little details that authors put in. It's great. I loved it.
Yeah. I got really excited when Carl was picking his. First, I wasn't sure what a primal
Mhm.
was. I was like, okay. But when the option of a compensating anarchist come up, I was like, it's gotta be that one because the book is called Doomsday Scenario and he already likes explosives. I was like, this is
Yes.
gonna be great.
Yes. I was like, this is what it has
So,
to be.
yeah, but it was really just interesting to see the options, and then they have to get introduced back out to the world. And like, I wonder what our friends picked and all this other stuff. It
Mhm.
was very cool to see what some characters went with because we start getting introduced to other characters, which was kind of cool. Because in book 1, we come across a few crawlers, you know,
Mhm.
but now we start seeing like there's a top 10 list and like all these other
The
things
top
like
10
that
list
and stuff.
stresses me out so much.
Oh, just wait.
I mean, I'm
Spoiler
so
alert,
excited.
just wait. It gets so much more fun.
I love
So,
it. I love the top 10 list at the end of it. Like, that was like, you know, you kind of forget that it's the whole world. Like,
yeah,
all of Earth is, if you didn't die on the surface, is in the dungeon. So, like, the amount, and like, you get the people count, like, at the
yeah,
beginning of some of the chapters, and at the end, when they do, like, the end of a day in Carl's world, when they do the show, it shows the count. But it kind of really freaks me out sometimes if I think about it too much. Like, I don't want to think
yeah.
about it too much. Um, Loved Mordecai, this book. With him being, I forget what
A
he's
drunk
called.
succubus.
Yes, Mordecai, this
That
book is like my life goals. I want it to be Mordecai.
it cracks me up because he's a succubus and like everyone's very attracted to them and everything. And he has like zero alcohol tolerance, which I thought was hilarious.
It's so funny because you know when you see Mordecai in the first book, you just get like little. He's more of like your guide, and then
Yeah.
we get more character. Like I love the character depth that's
Mhm.
going into these books. Just like when you first read it, you're like, oh, this is a book kind of that mirror like the lit RPG. It mirrors the video game. No, there is depth in this book. There is
Yeah.
emotions. There is a past to all these characters, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah. It also like it was equally funny, but also really like, oh, what was Mordecai's dungeon crawler experience for him to be basically just wanted to drink his life away? Especially since I just recently read Sunrise on the
I
Reaping.
know
It gave me major Haymitch vibes, and I was like,
it
oh
does
no,
give me
how sad is
yes.
this story? Like when I
I'm sitting
reread
over
this
there reading
book,
it, shaking my cup, like, oh, I'm getting too attached.
well, because we read Sunrise on the Reaping for a podcast, and I was rereading this for us to have this discussion. I was like, oh no, like, he's
Like
Haymitch
this,
of
he
the
is
dungeon.
Haymitch. He's their mentor, and I'm like, oh. And then he's Donut's manager.
Yeah,
Is it called a manager?
yeah,
First, let's backtrack to how pissed off Mordecai was when Donut chose former child actor. The part I love that she's a former child actor and she can kind of meld to each chat like each level. She can kind of choose her own stats, which is really cool. And I think that's going to come really in handy in the books because Donut's small. Like they gave her Mongo
but
to
also
write
she
on.
doesn't read anything; she just picks it.
Pick, that's what I want. And part of me thinks that like I don't know. Part of me, Donut is way smarter than she seems. I just know it. Like, there's
Yeah,
so much more depth to Donut because she seems like, I'm Donut. I am the princess. I am Princess Donut, and how dare you be beside me? Like, girl's got some depth. She's smart,
yeah,
so she knows what she's doing. Um, but it's just Donut picking the former child actor, and I don't know, like, I know why Mordecai was mad because that took away some of his freedom. And since he got to a certain level in the games, the game makers let him choose to stay in the dungeon and like let him choose, like, these are your options. You could choose from this. And he was allowed some freedoms back, but he's on his last run.
yeah.
Like, if
His
he,
goal was just to get him to a certain point, then he was going to be done.
mm-hmm,
This locks him in, but he also does get a few benefits if they continue making it deeper in the
mm-hmm,
dungeon. But I thought it was interesting how Donut was still kind of feeling guilty about it, even
mm-hmm.
though her and Carl talked about it. It's like it's gonna make sense for us to do this, but it also shows Donut's development of she's way more perceptive than everyone thinks. She picks up what she goes, I don't want to, I love him, but I don't want to hurt him and all this
Yeah.
and everything. But it's very cool. And Donut has picked up on a lot other things. That later in this book, it was really sad in that one scene. Things are looking
Oh,
bad. And she's
yes.
like, she just looks at Carl. She's like, I know she's dead. And like Carl
Yeah.
immediately knew. She's talking about like his old girlfriend and everything. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, poor little Donut.
I know, and
Like,
then they're like,
she's,
them being like, no, you can't die without me. Like, I'm not gonna make it through without you.
yeah,
And Carl being like, I have to say, when Donut gets put in the little sleep state by the crazy psycho clown girl, I don't remember her name. I know she's coming back.
Signet
Signet. I know
with the
we're not
magic
done with it.
tattoos.
Yeah, I know we're not done with Signet. I'm not stupid. When she put Donut in this little dream state, and if Carl picks her up, she dies, I thought I was gonna lose it. I'm in the car reading to on the way to see my in-laws, and like just like horror gasping every 5 minutes. And my husband is like, what? And I'm like, it's Donut, it's a donut. And my husband's listened to some of Dungeon Crawler Carl, so he's also equally attached to Donut, even though he has no idea what's going on. He's like, is Donut alive? Is Donut alive? Is Donut alive? And I'm like, not yet, not yet, not yet.
She
it
wasn't
was
dead.
oh,
She was in a
I
sleep
know,
state.
but it was just like, but she's not Donut.
Yeah, that was an intense kind of scene because he was trying to figure out what is this, because she's
Mhm.
technically not dead. Like she still shows up on his map and all this
Mhm.
stuff.
And she's
But it
like
was also
texting
really fun.
Mordecai. Oh.
Like what to do, what's happening, and also, Mordecai was like, "No quest." They immediately got locked into multiple things.
That's me.
He's like, "No quest." Goes to the bar and they're in. They just
And
get
they're like,
locked in.
"Hello, would you help me? Do quest."
But that's how a lot of games are. Like sometimes when I'm playing, I'm like, I'm not talking to anybody. I don't need any more side quests. I'm already trying
See,
to figure out these.
I'm such the opposite player of anything. Like, I love Hogwarts Legacy. Like, that is my favorite game I have ever played of all times. And if you all have an opportunity to play Hogwarts Legacy, do it. It's a great game. My husband does not like to watch me play Hogwarts Legacy because he's like, would you please pay attention to the storyline? Because the way it's set up, and this is a lot of other games, Hogwarts Legacy, you have to do side quests to level up so you can continue on the main storyline. I just got caught up in the side quests. And he's like, your book tells you you need to go do the main storyline. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to save the goblins and save the mooncalves. And I totally related to Carl. Totally related to Carl when he did the side quests. It was just like, and that brings in kind of another topic. Carl wants to save everyone.
Yeah.
Carl is like, that's what his goal is. He wants
He's
to save
basically
everyone.
a bleeding heart for
He
humanity.
he is a simp. He is such
He
a
really
simp.
is. Like he's painted to be like you would think potentially his personality would be kind of jerkish, No. Like, and we start getting those glimpses of like his childhood.
Oh,
Those hurt.
they do.
Oh, yeah.
Like
well,
the
no
smell of
wonder.
peanuts. I'm like, oh, Carl,
Oh yeah, when he
you.
reflects on going to the circus with his mom. It's wild.
And like,
It's
did
like,
his mom like? I can't quite follow his mom's story, and I'm hoping I get more insight as we
you
go
do.
on. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. I'm like clutching my pearls. I don't think I want to know any more about Carl's mom or Carl. Like it would. I think I need less backstory for the first time ever.
Well,
It's not gonna happen. I can already tell.
it really helps you understand why Carl is the way Carl is.
It
and
does.
is trying to stay true to his self and keep his humanity, morals, whatever you want to say, throughout this. But they have to make some questionable choices also.
Okay, saving the prostitutes. Well, part of me is like, why Carl? Why did you get in? What is her name? I can't. I'm really bad with names when I'm first learning a series. I'm sorry, listeners. I don't.
Oh, the orc.
The orc.
I want to say Gumby, but I don't think that's correct.
Something
I
like
didn't make
that.
a
The
note
orc. The
of,
prostitute orc.
Yeah. That side quest led him to a lot of things.
Listen, there and Feathersby, the giant, like, oh, that is.
But that whole concept there that, the necromancer, we
Gum Gum. Her name is Gum Gum.
Okay, I knew Gumby was sticking in my head for a reason.
Gum Gum. Gum Gum, the good prostitute. That's the title, guys. There it is. Gum Gum, the good prostitute.
Fair. But that whole concept with the necromancer vibes and stuff, where like this one was reawakened, but they're tied to this person, but they killed the person that had resurrected him, so he's just like in existence.
It is the ghost,
Excuse me.
the ghost ball of organs that like comes and like eats all the prostitutes and like takes their body parts and makes himself
Yeah.
bigger. That was stressful. Um, Mrs.
What about the room
Feathersby,
with all the essentially Beanie Babies inside of it?
I was like a girl after my own heart, but I knew she was evil. Like when I saw the little Beanie Babies, I was like a collector because I love a trinket. I love a little knickknack. I'm looking at my room that I record in, my little office. It is full of knickknacks and trinkets. If I'm at the store, I'm gonna buy the figurine. I'm gonna buy the bag of rocks. So I understood her. All like I was like, I feel that she feels secure with her trinkets. And I was like, yes, queen. Yes, you do. Too bad she was evil.
Right. But we also get introduced to another crawler in that scene too,
hmm
which is kind of fun to see that. And he wasn't mad that his quest got messed up.
No, but he was like, do it
He's
again
just
and
like,
I'll fuck you up. And I was
right.
like,
But
okay,
then,
fair. That's
yeah.
a fair thing to say.
I do think it's kind of funny that to get outside your party members, people to join your chat, you have to like fist bump to like make
Yeah.
that connection. I'm like, that's kind of funny.
It is funny, and like I
But
think that because I know that when the aliens were building the dungeon, they were watching like Jersey Shore reruns, and they were like, "Oh, if they're friends, they fist bump," and I'm like, "That's the
yeah.
2000s."
Well, it even mentions that throughout. Like they watch what they think is how everyone else
hmm
lives, like pop culture. And I love the pop culture references throughout this series. They're so
I
funny.
They
Um,
are, and I love when they include like kind of current pop culture
mhm.
in what's going on because it makes the books more fun to read because it kind of you can relate to it. Now, I don't know that the younger generation when they read these books because they're coming out now, like for us,
Yeah.
like we're reading them as they come out. I don't know that the younger generation is going to enjoy finding all the pop culture like we do since they're not living it or have lived it. But it's to me, it's kind of like we love finding like 80s pop culture in
Yeah.
books. So
I think it'll
they'll,
be the same. I
I
think
think
it'll
it will.
last because
I do
it's a
too.
very entertaining. Excuse me.
hmm
Um,
I love it.
what did you think when they found out that the soul crystal was basically gonna demolish the entire floor, and they had like an hour to get everybody to some form of
Listen,
safety, or everyone was dead, and they put everyone in that vicinity in a quest chat, and like I knew immediately the Quan guy when he was like, "Thanks a lot." I'm like, "Oh, he's a douche." Like
he is a douche.
automatically.
He's a douche.
Turns
And I
out we were
love that Donut
correct.
silenced him. She's like, we don't need to see that. And I'm like, there you go, Donut.
I love. She goes, "Oh, I feel kind of bad. I blocked him from the chat after he was mean." Yes.
And like I also relate to that because I am also more reactive. I'm like, oh, you're mean, blocked. I don't care that you're good, but help me out later. Blocked instantly. Were you mean to my husband? I hate you forever. Looking at you in the past stories that I've told, been told. Were you mean to my husband? Have you met my husband? He's the nicest man in the world. I'm not.
Yeah, I can feel that vibe. I'm like,
Mhm.
uh,
So I'm like, respect, Donut. Respect.
yeah.
Like, put some respect on Carl's name.
What did you think about when we get introduced to Katia in the safe house area, and like she's whatever class she picked, she has to like form herself, and
First off,
Walter's trying to help her
oh,
and everything.
I love that. Like, Donut was like, "Oh my God, you're hideous!" Like, I was like, "Don't." First off, Donut, that was mean. Second off, she really was hideous because she had to like morph her figures and they didn't give her a full like upgrade. It was like she's having to level up to fix her appearance. And
Yeah, and she can't
that's
even look
messed
at a
up,
mirror. I
Syndicate.
thought that was rude. I'm like, you can't
Like
get up. What you're
Syndicate,
doing's
that's
working.
I know. But when I met Katya, I think she's a snake. Like I think she's a snake in the grass because she came from um what's her face's group and she
Yeah, with
asked
Hecla and
Carl
them.
Hecla. She's from Hecla's group and Hecla asked Carl to do her a favor and take Katya. And I was
Yeah,
like, is
I
that to try to I don't trust her.
I don't trust Hecla.
No,
when
not
I
one
read
bit.
this, I was like, I think what she's doing is good, but I don't trust her. Like, I
Right.
think, yeah, I think I
Because,
was
like, what if
concerned.
she has, like, the thing that Donut has where she is the necromancer and can necromance so many things alive? What if Katya is one of the little things she's necromanced? I don't trust her.
Yeah. But
And
it was funny how Carl was like, you gotta run away. She's like, I'm stuck in the quest too, Carl, because I'm on y'all's team. She's like,
yeah,
come here, just hand me the button. Or
yeah.
when Carl's like, here, you can do, she's like, what? Because I was an art teacher before this. And she was like, oh. Like, she seems
Mm.
like original Katya was a very kind of closed off, not a super social person, just wanted to be left alone to teach her classes and live her life.
And here she is with Carl and Donut, the people that, like, everyone's following. Everyone wants them on their talk shows. And now she's in their group. So now she has to go everywhere they go. It's an introvert's worst nightmare.
Yes. It never fails. I really firmly believe most introverts have friends because they were adopted by extroverts.
Hi, I'm the person that adopts everyone. We went to our first book con and I found one of our friends and I saw her and she was sitting, like, she's our friend now. She didn't get a choice not to be our friend. Because I saw her sitting down and I looked at Lauren and I was like, we're gonna go sit by her. And you went, why? She looks okay. And I said, no, we're adopting her today. Loved her. She's so wonderful.
Oh yeah, she's very cool.
She's so wonderful. But my sister is also a person that tends to be adopted by extroverted people. And when I told my sister what I was doing, she was like, please leave her alone. And I was like, no, Megan, she's not going to be left alone. So poor Katya has been adopted by the group of extroverts. But I also think that Carl is an introvert that was adopted by Donut. Like, Donut is clearly
he's
the
just
extrovert.
having to interact because he has no choice.
Yeah.
But the theme throughout this is with Carl's decisions. Like, he's trying to save the majority of the people. But every time he does, more stuff happens. Like, he's a one-man wrecking crew. Like, where Carl goes, bad stuff is going to happen.
Bad things happen.
Like, you ever meet those people who have the best of intentions, truly?
He's the black cloud.
But everything they do just turns out awful. You're like, no, I don't need your help. I'm good. I'm good, I promise.
I promise. Thanks for your help.
Thank you. I'll let you know.
He's the Clark Griswold of book world. Like, just danger and bad things attract to him. Like, everything breaks. Nothing goes the way as planned.
So I have a question.
Oh,
you
no.
have Odette's show, and then you have Danger Zone with the Ripper Wonton guy. Which one would you hate watch if you were an alien watching this?
Danger Zone. Danger Zone. Because it reminded me it reminded me so much of, like, a news channel that lots of people watch that I do not watch, that just, like, shout at you. I don't want to say it because I want our people to keep listening to us. Yeah, I don't want to get us canceled. But it's a news channel that I don't watch, and a lot of people do, and that's fine if you do. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I would hate watch that show. Like, Austin and I, my husband and I, we hate watch Nashville 911 every single week. It is so bad, and we are so addicted to watching it because it's like, why? Of course there's something under Vanderbilt. Of course there's something under Belmont. And it's all based in the Nashville area. And Austin lived in Nashville, and I lived in Nashville, and you lived in Nashville. So it's fun to, like, hate watch shows. So I would definitely be hate watching Danger Zone. Because I would watch Audette because I like Audette. Like, that would just be something that I watch every night. Just because I'm like, oh, we got to turn on Audette. And my husband would be like, great, can't wait. But Danger Zone, we would hate watch at least once a week. What about you? Which one are you hate watching?
Probably Danger Zone, just because it seems more entertaining. Like, I'm not a talk show kind of person, so I probably wouldn't necessarily watch Odette's show. I might watch the highlights on TikTok, but other than that, I'm not. But my husband would probably watch it because he loves stuff like that.
He does. He does love stuff like that, and he would be so mad that we told the whole world that. But he does.
He had an
You
opportunity
can't hide
to
it.
be on the podcast this morning.
He did have an opportunity, and he chose not to. He's
another one on here. What do you think of Odette's backstory? Do you think there's a lot more to it than what she's implying, like with her potential history with Mordecai and the dungeon itself? Because she was also a crawler and all of that. Like, what do you think? Is she an ally or suspect, only looking out for herself, or what do you think's gonna happen?
I think that Audette is the Plutarch. Like, she very much
Ooh,
gives me Plutarch vibes.
that's a good
Where she's
comparison.
not necessarily, like, she's in the circle with the syndicate. Like, clearly, she has a show that's on TV. She's part of the syndicate. She's not in the Vaudelet or Vandelay, whatever. Um, she's part of the syndicate, but I also think that she is choosing to help someone that they see that could break away from the syndicate, that could stop the madness from happening. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if we know that that's going to happen, but I
Yeah,
see her as the Plutarch kind of character, the both that ultimately is going to look out for herself, but wants the better good, like wants the good for the world. That's who I see
yeah.
her as. But I don't
I
trust
like
her.
that. I like that comparison. No, I don't really trust her either, and I
Mhm.
kind of think like she's kind of one of those people who understand you have to play the game sometimes
Mhm.
to further a potential rebellion cause or revolution or
Mhm.
whatever. But I'm like, how far are the hooks into you? How far is this gonna go?
Mhm.
And at this point, when I was reading this one, I was like, what is it? Because we already picked up vibes that Mordecai is not a fan of Aldette's. Like, there's some
Mm-mm.
animosity there. There's an issue. It's like, what happened
I
between them?
wonder. So we know that Mordecai has a brother, or had a brother, and we know that his brother did not make it through the dungeon, or did not
Yeah,
make it through the dungeon. And I wonder if Audette to them was what Mordecai is to Carl and Donut.
yeah, like a
And
gay
she
guide
may,
or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
and she led them to a choice where maybe she was the manager, maybe led them to take the manager role, or I don't know. I think we'll
yeah.
find out. I really do think we'll find out in the future book, because there's what, 6 books, 7 books total.
There's 7, and then book 8 comes out
Mhm.
it's in the works. I can't remember the actual release
Yeah.
date. I've heard it and I've heard the title, and it goes out of my brain right now. But yes, there's lots of fun things, and the way,
There are.
honestly, the way book 7 ended, I'm like, I need to know where this is going.
See,
So,
that's why I have not sped read through these. I'm not, because I'm like, I need to get
oh yeah, no,
closer
yeah,
to the time book 8 comes out, because that's the way I did with Crescent City.
yeah.
I'm really pissed off I read Quicksilver as fast as I did. Like,
We'll
also,
talk about that on
Quicksilver's
our next
coming,
podcast.
Brimstone's
Yeah,
coming.
we're gonna talk about
Um,
it
we
soon.
are. That's the next one. But I kind of need to know, because I'm very interested in how much depth this is
Yeah,
getting. I have a question for
yeah.
you. Who do you think is most likely to stab, quote unquote, stab Carl and Donut in the back? Do you think it's Audette? Do you think it's ultimately going to be the Syndicate? Do you think it's going to come from the inside out? What do you think? Like, taking out the future books that you've already
Right.
read
I'm like,
at
so
this point.
when I had only just read this one, I was immediately thinking Signet would make a reappearance in another book
Mhm.
and like destroy Carl, or Hecla was gonna make another appearance because like she
Mhm.
likes Donut but she tolerates Carl.
Mhm.
So I figured I was like, when are Maggie Mai and Frank gonna come back into the picture?
Yeah, that I want to kind of
Like
sidebar on that. I
just
I
in
was
this
kind
book right here, like
yeah,
without me accidentally saying anything for future books. This is where my thoughts were. I'm like, ooh, this is not looking good. And I kept waiting for them to pop up in this book.
I did too, and I kept waiting for, like, because I'm attached to the nursing home residents. Like, I'm attached to that group of people. Of course, I would be. It's just who I am as a human. Um, I was a little. I'm not necessarily disappointed. I know that there's a lot more world building that happened in this book,
Yeah,
but I kind of wish he would have referenced some of the characters that we met. Like, he mentioned that they're all alive still.
yeah,
Um, but I kind of would have loved to see them interact.
yeah. I do think it's kind of cool that even though, like, obviously this is Earth that has now been taken over and is a
Hmm.
dungeon. Say we're in Tennessee and we enter level 3, we won't necessarily be in Tennessee in level 4. Like, our
Right.
party will stay together, but we could end up in Poland or Spain or, Australia or
Mhm.
somewhere, which I'm like, that's a wild concept to follow.
Mhm.
I did. How excited were you when at the end of this book when they're going off the top 10 and Ellie, the old lady from Meadowlark, is like one of the top 10?
Loved that.
Mrs. Gibbons, I was so excited. I was like, oh,
I
she's
love
so
Mrs.
funny.
Gibbons. I
And
love her. And
slight spoiler, she is one of my favorite characters throughout some of these books. She lasts a while. I'm
thank
just going to say,
God.
without spoiling anything, she's one of my favorite characters because she's so funny.
Thank God. I loved, like, I love Ellie. I love Mrs. Gibbons. She is,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see, because I feel like whenever, I really hope, because we know her memory is not great. I'm really hoping when they chose, like, their classes and their ranks and stuff, that they gave her some of her memory back. Like, she's not as forgetful,
Well,
but also
yeah.
I would love her to, like, just be forgetful and accidentally, like, drop bombs places and forget where she put them. Like, I would love, I think that is so funny.
Like, we don't get a full download on all that, but I know early in this book, Brandon, the other worker from Middlelark, was like, it's
Mhm.
taken a while for them all to pick classes because a lot of them wanted to stay human, but if they stay human, they
Mhm.
keep all their deficits and, like, potential, like, chronic conditions and everything. So a
Mhm.
lot of them were having to pick other things to have a little more memory back and dexterity and movement and everything.
Mhm.
But I was so excited when it brought her name up. I was like, yes!
Miss McGibbons is alive. I'm so happy. I was, because you can't save them all, and some of them chose
Well,
to stay
yeah,
behind, and some of them pee in
right.
hallways and get blown up.
That
Um,
scene.
that was a lot. That was a lot. But what did you think about when you first heard of the Desperado Club? What did you picture? And then when you got shown the Desperado Club, what were your thoughts?
I pictured a biker bar, like gritty, old school biker bars, the Desperado Club. Like, that's where you go, because the only way you get the right tattoo to get in is basically you kill something in, like, a
Yeah,
good, extraordinary fashion, okay? Like, you do.
it's so fun it
Um,
hurts.
yeah. And then I was like, okay, but that's where you would make connections for certain supplies or information or something. I didn't realize you'd go in and it's like this huge multi-leveled, like, its own black market, essentially, where you get all the goods. There's the
The,
clubs and
the
everything.
goods, the prostitutes, there's
What
a
did you
men's
think that
club, a
there's like
women's club.
the names of the men in the women's club?
I loved it. I thought it was, I love the idea of the Desperado Club. Because, like, when I read it,
Yeah.
the first thing I thought of when I heard Desperado Club was the SpongeBob movie. And the biker bar that they go to, where, like, SpongeBob and Patrick walk in and they're like, I'm a goofy, like, we're gonna kill the goofy goobers. So I pictured, like, that biker car, but then it ended up being like Ready Player One land, like, with all of the multiple
Yeah.
levels, and I'm like, what is this? And then it was almost like it was so much more than I was expecting. I just expected it to be like you said, like a biker bar, like the Desperados,
Yeah.
Um, and the fact that everyone is trying to get in, and, like, you have to, it almost seems like you have to pick a club to be in so you can get
Mm-hmm.
your stuff. So I just wonder, what are the other ones?
And you
And
can't be in both. Like, you
you
cannot have
can't be.
access to both,
Oh
technically.
no.
So,
So it's like, so now that
yeah.
they're in the Desperado Club, I want to know, like, what the other club is, and, like, can, so one day one of the characters will tell me, maybe.
Yeah. So, what did you think when they start understanding that, like, when Carl learns some of the NPCs are actually real characters, and that
That
when they're dead, they're
hurt.
dead, kind of thing? What do you think of them still having to kill some of them? How'd that feel?
That hurt. That
Yeah.
sucks. Matt Denneman, that's dark. Like, when did you come up with that? And who didn't hug you enough? Like, that is dark. That is dark. It's like, you would think, because, you don't think about those things, like, when you're playing video games. Like,
Yeah.
they're just NPCs. But they're people. Like, the NPCs aren't NPCs. They're other, and, like, some of the people that are only sentient in certain levels and they alter their reality
Yeah.
to they just have to live in this loop of bullshit. And that's dark.
Yeah. I often wonder throughout reading this series, is he making fun of the aliens or us? Like,
I think it's us.
Existence, 'cause I'm like,
I think it's
just some of
us.
the
And when
things
the
he
aliens
references and
come,
says, I'm like, who are you poking fun at, Matt? Like,
when the aliens come to Earth finally, they're going to be like, guess what? It was just like Dungeon Crawler Crawl. And I'm like, I hope not.
yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Like the group that stayed in the Waffle House on level
Yeah.
1 when it detonated, I totally understand.
Yeah. It definitely, there's some of the stuff I'm like, huh. Very funny.
Like,
very
that's
interesting.
dark. I love the fact, what did you think about when Carl was able to, like, save the soul crystal? Like, and I don't, part of me, I still kind of don't understand how that worked. I think he had like a magic box and he put the little magic crystal in the box, but if he takes it out, everything blows up, right?
So like in this world, as in most video games, you pick stuff up and it goes to your inventory. Like, he just picked it up. He was like, "Was this gonna work? Can I store it?" And he was able to store an unstable potential bomb.
That's
so
wild.
As long as it stays in his inventory, it's not gonna explode. How did you feel when they go on Audette's show, because they all got to the next floor to try, because, it's gonna explode, to find out that everything wasn't actually gonna explode?
I was so mad.
That? And then when it reveals that, like, the AI was gonna award, like, a gazillion celestial boxes, and only one person got one, and all of that.
I was mad, but that's how that's how video games go sometimes, though. Like, you don't always get the stuff, but, like, Carl, they had to, like, Donut lost her tiara. Where'd that go? Who knows? Did someone else pick it up and now she's got to kill him? We don't know at this point in the book. Like, Carl had to loot, like, they end up, like, butt naked. And Carl's, like, wrapping himself with the little brown paper towels from making, like, a paper towel George of the Jungle loincloth. Hysterical. Like, I think that was a little fucked up from the Syndicate. Like, that was really messed up from them.
But I think it was because they beat them at their game. I think if they had stayed on the floor, the whole thing would have exploded.
Yeah, like, for sure.
I think they would have let it explode. But since they made the grab and got majority of everyone in the town to safety, they decided to, here's a tweak and everything.
But that was messed up. That was really messed up. Do you think that Carl, being the bleeding heart he is that going to come back and bite him? Do you think it, like, at some point, like, Mordecai keeps saying, you can't save everyone. You can't save everyone. What do you think is going to happen to Carl at this point in the book?
Me pretending I have not read through this series that is currently out. I think eventually he's going to have to make some extremely questionable, tough decisions. And not that he's going to go from, like, a very, not even, like, he's kind of morally gray-ish. Like, he's willing to make some tough decisions right now because it's about survival. But he's still trying to save the majority when he's making those said decisions. But I think my thoughts were, at some point he's going to have to just look out for only him and Donut, and it's going to wreck his world when he has to.
I do too. I think so too.
And then potentially becomes the villain. Like, we read some of those arcs where it's like, this happens, and then it's like,
Yep.
That was my thoughts, like, currently pretending I have not read the rest of the series. But at some point, I feel like the dungeon AI or the Syndicate is going to force him to have to do something. And I was like, maybe they're going to pair him against some of their friends and he has to,
Oh, that would just suck.
That would suck. Like,
yeah, I totally agree.
Catch up to him.
I totally agree. It's got to.
And, yeah. But I love where we get these moments too, is like Donut has a cat tree and she like makes Carl set it up. So when they're in their safe room, she can play, but she also still like curls up on his shoulder and neck and sleeps there because they're buddies. Like, they are a unit. How bad did it hurt you when he misspoke to Donut and, like, people just don't do that for their pets earlier on in this book?
It really did.
He immediately regretted it, but, like...
It hurt a little bit because, like, I'm a pet person, and I would take, like, if something happens, we're going to save all the cats, man. Like, all the cats are coming with us. We're gonna leave the door open for Noki because she's. Oh, side note into the lore of Erica's house. I have a feral cat that lives inside, that has lived inside for 6 years, her whole life, and she's still feral. She doesn't like destroy my house, but she does. She wants to be included, but not involved. If that makes
Yeah.
sense to anyone who knows cats. But we're just gonna leave the door open for Noki. But the other cat, that we're all.
I feel like if something happened and we were like forced to go into the dungeon or whatever, like Noki's taking the pet biscuit and becoming a crawler and shooting rockets out of her eyes.
Noki's gonna save us all. Like
Yeah,
she is.
she's gonna become the destroyer that like fights for humanity. Like
She's
I
Hecla.
love her. I love her.
We love everyone that and she is the guys. This is like part of Erica lore. She is the most beautiful cat I have ever seen in my whole life. Like, she is beautiful. She's so pretty, and she hates everyone. Well, she doesn't hate everyone. Like I said, she wants to be included, not involved. Like, she wants to be in the room where it happens, but not in the story. But Noki is going to turn into
Yeah.
Hecla, and she would
Noki
save us
cracks
all.
me up. Continued this sidebar because my oldest son wants to be her friend so bad.
So
and
bad.
She'll like poke her head out and look at him and then disappears. It cracks
And
me
she
up.
runs so fast. She runs so fast and hides behind the couch we have in my husband's office. And that is her safe zone. And no one goes back there. Who knows what's back there? But it's Noki's land.
Circling us back to Doomsday scenario.
From Noki turned into Hecla.
Yeah. How long do you think Carl can stay true to himself in a world that's built to break him? Because he starts saying, "You will not break me." Like, that starts becoming something in his inner monologue. How long do you think he makes it?
I think
they break him.
I honestly think that they're going to do something that breaks him, but I don't know. I think it's got to be, everything seems to be pointing toward level 6. Everything is like pointing toward level 6. When you get to level 6, something happens there. I don't know what it is, but there's lots of foreshadowing that happens in level 6. But I think in the way that they're going to break Carl is actually going to heal him. Like, when you get to your lowest point and rebuild yourself, what breaks him is going to heal them. I don't think that they're going to separate Carl and Donut, even though, because I think everyone would riot. I think no one is going to finish the series if something happens to Donut. Like, let's just put it that way. No one's going to finish the books. But he's going to become close to someone at some point that's not Donut. I just know it. And what breaks him, I think, is what's going to heal him. It's going to hurt, but I think that's what's going to happen.
So, just kind of in closing, this whole series is enjoyable. Like, this is one of the few series where book 1 was great, book 2 is also really great. And so, if you're listening to this and you're still here, please drop your favorite moments from Doomsday Scenario, any theories going forward, any of those fun things. Reminder, we have a Lattes and Lore Pod TikTok and Instagram. That's where we share clips from here and different things. But rate, review us if you don't mind. And we'll be
follow along
to book 3 at some point. Next up on our podcast, we are diving into Quicksilver as we prepare for Brimstone. So, any of
we're
those
ready
fans listening to it, let us know any fun things you loved about Quicksilver and any expectations for Brimstone. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Bye.